right now it's 6 o'clock. This was the home this morning, and this is what it looks like tonight. We have complete team coverage from Cleveland's east side on this deadly house explosion. Tonight, what the investigators are saying and how those who live around here are picking up the pieces with big questions yet to answer.
Neighbors say it sounded like a plane going down. We begin in East Cleveland tonight, where a deadly explosion left a home in pieces and severely damaged nearby homes. Chris Ty anchors our team coverage live at the scene. And Chris, we do know one person is dead, another person injured.
That's right, Lena, and that person who has died is a female. The male is the one who was badly burned, remains hospitalized tonight. And there are several complicating factors to this case. As you can see behind me, this crime scene is being combed through by a series of crews from the gas company to Cleveland and East Cleveland Fire and Police. Among the complicating factors, the fact that it is on the border between two cities. There was some questions about response time. We'll talk about that here in the next few minutes. The fact that this is a case where we've had past explosions not far from here, does that factor into today's case? And the damage, certainly not limited to just the home you're seeing there, but the folks on that block, down the block, and in some cases, miles away. We're going to talk to the folks who are affected by all of this, but we're going to start with the investigation. Channel 3's Manny Abraham has been digging into that part of the story. Manny, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. You can see behind us still several departments still combing through the wreckage, and now the investigation is underway, but because of the extent of the damage and just how many homes were impacted by this, it'll take several hours. It was Cleveland Fire to first arrive on scene, putting out the main fire along East 125th. Debris scattered and thrown around.
But there were heavy damage to multiple houses, whether it was from windows being shot out or blown out or actual structure damage.
A Google Earth map helps to show the extent of the damage. Here you can see the row of homes across Forest Grove Avenue. Today, this is what's left, leading to questions as to what could have leveled the home.
Well, that is still under investigation, so we're going to determine it at a later time.
About 5 to 8 homes were evacuated as a safety measure. East Cleveland Deputy Fire Chief spoke about the state of electricity and gas lines.
At that time, I think everything was just under normal activities. It has since been turned off, but prior to the explosion, I was under the assumption that everything was just under normal activities.
Just about 3 weeks ago, a house explosion was reported about a half-mile away, leaving one person injured. No word at this point if there's any connection. Now, Cleveland City Councilman Kevin Conwell arrived here on scene. We spoke to him earlier, and he said the cause of the Primrose explosion, not yet known, but they say it could be possibly drug-related. Of course, today now, we're waiting for that second cause.
And of course, we're seeing crews talking to neighbors around here tonight, trying to piece together what may have caused this one. And Manny, thanks very much. As we noted, there are dozens of people who are displaced by all of this. The Red Cross is mobilized tonight. From the people angle on this, we turn to Channel 3's Ray Strickland. He's just a few blocks away from us. Ray, good evening.
Yeah, Chris, from this vantage point, you can see a number of damaged homes, but the house you don't see is the one that exploded. It was behind that tree, but now it's completely gone. People are still here watching emergency crews comb through the damage, but just hours ago, many of them watched in fear.
And it felt like an airplane or something had smashed down the buildings, everything shook.
The sound of confusion and terror tonight in East Cleveland after a house explosion nearly levels an entire city block.
Our first instinct was, get out, what's going on, get out, get out.
Survival mode for Bernita Burkhalter and her family who were watching TV when the nearby home exploded.
It was this big old just shot of glass and loud sound just busted through all the windows.
As dozens of people watch emergency crews assess the damage, many are feeling lucky to be alive.
We was trapped inside. It blew the walls from the studs, blew TVs off the wall, everything. And I had to force our way out the back door to get my wife and my daughter out.
Malik Hill says he and his family live 2 doors down from the fatal explosion. Being so close, his house and many others have significant damage. And for now, it's a house he won't be able to call home for the moment, and he has no idea what's next.
Nothing but time will tell. We don't know yet.
And Chris, I spoke to many residents who are now displaced because of this house explosion. They tell me they won't be able to get into their homes for at least one more day. So many of them will have to decide if they will pay for a hotel or stay at a shelter. Chris, back to you.
Some tough decisions here in the hours ahead. Thanks very much, Ray. And we've been told by police they're bringing in industrial lights so they can work through the evening. To kind of give you some perspective of where we are here on the East Cleveland border, it's where East 125th meets Forest Grove, 1073, if you know the area. Again, to recap tonight, one woman is dead. One man severely burned, hospitalized tonight. His exact condition is unclear. Also unclear tonight the cause of this, and that is really job one here on the east side tonight, where, Lena, as we said, there are just so many factors at play here, from municipalities' response time to past cases around here, and really, as Ray underlined, so many people displaced trying to complete their weekend and get their life back on track sooner than later. We'll, of course, have much more on this later on in this newscast and tonight on our news at 11. For now, though, live at the East Cleveland border tonight, Chris Ty, Channel 3 News.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. And stay with us on air and online for continuing coverage as this investigation is only getting underway. The latest tonight at 11, and any breaking updates at WKYC.com. We'll also check back with the scene later in this newscast. We also have some rain and lightning to talk about moving into our area. Matt Wentz in the Weather Center with an update. What's going on, Matt?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lena. Another day and another wave of showers and thunderstorms moving through. Some of these have a little bit of potency to them. You can see the radar, quiet much of the day. Had some light rain from Cleveland out east. And then we have yet another wave. We've been talking about this all weekend, quiet hours, and then you get these waves of energy through the atmosphere kicking off some of these heavier showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe right now. That's the good news, but we'll give you a little tour here. You can see down in Carrollton, Carroll County has seen a lot of rainfall over the last couple days. In fact, just off to the north of town, we're kind of getting rid of the shower and thunderstorm, but a flash flood warning has been issued for the northern half of Carroll County. That does include the northern tip of Carrollton. That goes through 8 o'clock tonight. Could be some water on roadways down there, and it could be quite deep in spots. Up towards Canton, we've got some heavier storms north of town, a little bit of lightning with those. Akron, a good garden variety shower and thunderstorm moving through, and a decent soaker. Southern areas of Cuyahoga County now from Parma down towards Strongsville. And then we're not done yet. We've got more developing off to the west, just north of Mansfield, heading into Ashland here over the next half hour. And we've got more beyond that. These waves of rainfall continue along this frontal boundary. We'll detail what that means for your upcoming work week coming up in that forecast. Lena.
All right, Matt, still ahead. Sounds of gunfire ring out at an Eminem concert, but they were just sound effects. The backlash now against the rapper. Plus, continuing coverage of our top story, a deadly house explosion in East Cleveland. We'll take you back live to the scene with the latest.
Channel 3 News at 6 is made possible by Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with your home.
Eastlake police are looking for a missing boy tonight. This is 16-year-old TJ Zelli. Take a good look at him. His family says he has high-functioning autism and was wearing a blue hoodie and black shorts last time anyone saw him. This morning, he went out on a bright red mountain bike to dig for bugs in the woods nearby the Surfside area of Eastlake. If you see him, call police. Alcohol is suspected in a crash that killed a 22-year-old man in Lorain this morning. Police say James Updegrove was driving his blue Chrysler Town & Country on West Erie Avenue when he lost control around 7:15. The minivan veered off the road before going airborne and rolling several times. Updegrove was thrown from the vehicle. He died at the scene. The crash shut down the road for about 3 hours. Sounds of gunshots ring out at an Eminem concert last night, but they were fake, just part of a song. Frightened fans, though, at the Bonnaroo Music Festival in Tennessee screamed and ducked for cover. The rapper's now drawing criticism in light of a deadly mass shooting at a music festival in Las Vegas last year. No response from either Eminem or Bonnaroo. Former Vice President Joe Biden will be stumping for Senator Sherrod Brown's re-election campaign. Biden is set to make a stop in Cleveland June 29th for a Democratic fundraiser. He'll headline a reception and dinner at the Intercontinental Hotel, and reception tickets are going for as much as $1,000 a piece. Dinner plates run up to almost $44 grand. Coming up, Oh, another wave of rain and storms moving through. How long is it going to last? Matt's back with an update coming up.
You're watching Channel 3 News with Chris Ty and Lena Lai.
We have an update now on our breaking news in East Cleveland. You're looking live at East 125th and Forest Grove Avenue, where a house exploded around 1 p.m. and damaged several nearby homes because that blast was so strong, severely damaging some homes, including an apartment complex. Fire crews confirm one woman was killed, a man severely burned. Several homes are now evacuated, and families don't know how long they'll be displaced. The cause of the explosion is not yet clear. And our other top story, the weather.
Yeah, we've got some rain around again. I mean, if you seem like it's been a broken record around here, it has been because this pattern's stuck. But Lena, I've got good news in the forecast. But first, I want to get to a wonderful event I had this week. This is out at Bethel Bible. They have, instead of Vacation Bible School, they do Wednesday Wonders, and they bring speakers in. And they had me out there this week. Oh, what a great group. I mean, they were fantastic. Age range anywhere from, I think, kindergarten to fifth. And they had the biggest crowd they've ever had for this, which just, I put them all to sleep. It was fantastic. But I just want to thank them. We did some weather talks. Obviously, we talked about Noah and the flood and all sorts of cool stuff like that. And this guy had the best triceps ever. He had to hold that up for me for about 10 minutes. So I want to thank all of them out there out in Ashtabula County. All right, get to the rain right now. We've got nothing severe. That's the good news, but some big downpours out there that are ruining your Sunday afternoon plans again as this next wave of energy kind of floats through. You can see just north of Canton, that's where our heaviest rain is right now. Decent rain falling in Summit County now from Cuyahoga Falls up to Hudson. Macedonia getting rain as well. Southern Cuyahoga County, and we've got more developing back off to the west as this kind of swings off to the east, anywhere from about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So here's a wave of energy pushing out. That's the good news. Some lingering moisture back here that we'll be tracking all evening long. But you take a look at it right now. We're going to fly in with your live sky view to some of these clouds. This is actually a live shot, computer images there of some of these thunderheads that we've got over the Canal Fulton area. We're still seeing some rain from Mogador to Kent, areas of Portage County, and that extends even further north, a little bit lighter as you get up towards Macedonia. Here's Peninsula there, Cuyahoga Valley National Park, and then over towards Solon. But if you get up towards downtown, just some sprinkles around right now. We do have lighter skies up here, and that will continue to be the case tonight with the temperature downtown at 68 degrees. Most of that energy and most of that action has been down to the south, and that's where we've got warmest temperatures right now. It's been cool and showery out in Ashtabula County, Lake and Geauga counties, only in the low 60s out there. But as you progress your way down to the south, it becomes increasingly more humid, and we've got temperatures in the mid-70s down in Holmes County this evening. What a difference between north and south. And it's that boundary that will continue to kick off these showers and thunderstorms through the rest of the evening. I do think we start to see a little bit less coverage as we go through the night, but still going to be dealing with those showers. Temperatures in Cleveland itself dropping back into the low 60s. So this boundary remains in place. We actually had a couple tornado warnings with some very formidable thunderstorms over in southern portions of Indiana. But the good news, Lena, I know you've been asking me, when is high pressure going to move in? Well, here it is, and this baby's going to slowly kick this system out. I put the little heavens signs on the high because it's going to save our forecast tomorrow, and you'll see it here as we go hour by hour. So let's go through the nighttime hours. You can see most of that rain starting to push out of the area, just some scattered activity tonight. Tomorrow morning out the door, we're still stuck with clouds, but it shouldn't be too bad. Can't rule out a shower, especially areas down to the south, close to that boundary tomorrow, but watch what happens by tomorrow afternoon. We bring a version of drier air in here with temps in the 70s. I think we're in for a very delightful Monday afternoon. Tuesday not looking bad either, but a cold front comes back in. We bring a dose of humidity back in here Tuesday with a line of afternoon and evening showers and storms. And the last thing I want to show you, long-term forecasts build a big old ridge in here next weekend on into the following week, and that could spell temps 80s and 90s, but way too early to tell. But yeah, it looks like we might get hot around here. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecasts. We're going to do 76 tomorrow, 80s on Tuesday with storms, and then I'm drying us out optimistically Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Lena.
All right, thanks, Matt. Coming up, another impressive start from Indians ace Corey Kluber. The reigning Cy Young winner won his league best 10th game of the season today. Dave has the highlights next in sports.
The Sports Report is brought to you by the people pleasing people at Sarah Auto Park in Akron.
Hi, everybody. 3 reasons made clear today as to why the Indians will make the playoffs. They score enough runs, they are in the AL Central, and they play their division rivals a million times. They have Corey Kluber. I wouldn't take anyone over this guy right now, and when he gets support, look out. Second inning, Yonder Alonso the other way. This is high and deep, but not gone. It's a big park. It's a ground rule double. Lindor scores. 1-0 try. Big blow comes in the 6th. Eric Gonzalez playing for Jason Kipnis. He has a stiff neck. Bases loaded, he doubles to center, that clears him. Everybody coming home. Indians take a 6-1 lead. When the Indians score 4+ runs for Kluber, they have won 71 straight games. Wow. 8th inning now. Yan Gomes in for Roberto Perez after he left with an injured hand. That is gone. That does get out of here. A 2-run shot to make it 9-2, his 8th of the year. Back to Kluber. This strikeout on Victor Martinez, the 1300 career strikeout for Kluber. He went 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. First AL pitcher to reach 10 wins. Indians win 9-2. They take 2 out of 3 against the Tigers. It's their 10th win in their last 14 games. 3 weeks from today, July 1st, that is the first day of the new league year in the NBA. Free agency begins. I doubt we will learn of LeBron's decision on that day, and over the next 21 days, we will be hearing a lot of junk out there. Clearly at the top of the NBA mountain and the Cavs is LeBron's decision, but there are other layers out there, including Kevin Love. He is owed over $24 million next season with the player option for 2019-20. If LeBron leaves, would they try to deal him or build around him? I asked Love on Friday night if it has hit him at all that the Game 4 loss may have been his last in a Cavs uniform.
Anything's possible. People have been saying that for 4 years, so I knew that question was going to come, but I don't know. I'd like to be here. I've always said that. Always wanted to win here.
Big week ahead for the Browns. Mandatory minicamp is Tuesday through Thursday in Berea, the home of the other burning question in Cleveland sports. Will LeBron stay in Cleveland? And when will Baker Mayfield start for the Browns? Right now, the starting QB is Tyrod Taylor, and if Hugh Jackson sticks to his word, that will remain the case when the Browns open the season on September 9th. Taylor has been impressive so far during OTAs, but will he be able to play like an experienced veteran in the first year of a new offensive system?
No doubt, because, I mean, it's still football. The terminology is different from Buffalo to here, but Tyrod's been around enough systems and played enough games to know how to play and how he should play as an NFL quarterback. So I don't see that out on the field. I see him really picking things up fast and making great decisions with the ball and making plays.
Well, he looks refreshed after that jump in the lake, doesn't he? Like a new man.
Quality water.
Yeah, right. Quality show. Indians tonight, 11:35. Alan Jensen joined me to talk Indians. Jason Lloyd joins me to talk Cavs. We are ready to go. 4-game series, by the way, with the White Sox coming up.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Yep.
All right, now let's give you a recap of our top story. Our breaking news this evening: a house explosion in East Cleveland kills 1 woman and left a man with severe burns. This is a live look at what is left of the home on East 125th and Forest Grove. Bulldozers are on the scene. Fire crews are moving in lights so that investigators continue to work through the dark. It happened around 1 this afternoon, surrounding homes with heavy damage. The cause of the blast is not yet clear, but we will continue to follow the story and have the latest coming up at 11. In the meantime, thanks for watching.